Hi Mom and Dad, peeps. So we are going to do your new program. So we are going to begin with day 1. Mom, you're going to do dumbbell incline chest press for 15 to 20 reps. So if you haven't already noticed, this program is going to build a lot of volume in what you guys are doing because you've changed your movement patterns and got better at them. Now we're going to make you more enduring at them. So we're going to have you, Mom, put it on like a low incline, and dumbbells please, not barbell. So you'll lean back with them. Once you get up here, try to make sure your wrists aren't bent so knuckles shoot straight up. Think about kind of shrugging your shoulder blades down toward your butt and kind of scooping in so you feel like your serratus and lats help engage you. And then inhale before you go down, exhale as you push up. You don't have to like hold your breath at any point. I've also seen you do these, so I know your incline press is pretty good, but really focus on keeping those shoulders back and down and pushing through your whole pec. If you feel strain out in your shoulder, let me know, because that's not ideal, and we don't really want you to have pain with these. So, Dad, you are also going to be doing 15 to 20, but you're going to be doing dumbbell incline around the world flies. So you guys can use the same bench. I'm going to show you from a different angle so you can actually see the around the world part. So, don't go too heavy on these. Like, you should start with 10s maybe, just so you can see the movement, and then see if it's okay for your bicep, Dad, and then go from there. So, because we're gonna have you do a bunch of them as well, they don't need to be heavy, but you're gonna start out like you're gonna do a dumbbell fly. So you're starting out in a V position, so everything's kind of scooped in like I was telling Mom, and then you're gonna slowly rotate your pinkies out to the side, bring them slightly up overhead, out, and then scoop up as you bring them back up. So rotating out and around, taking the shoulder through its range of motion. 10s might even be too much. So go nice and slow through it, really feel everything, don't force through any grooves, and if your arm is kind of like moving weird, let me know, because that's something we can work on. So those are your first 2 moves. Next, Mom, you're going to be doing crossbody Y raises. So think about tucking your right thumb in your left pocket. So you're kind of internally rotating your arm across your body, and then you're going to inhale as you lead with your thumb, go up and over, look at it for bonus points, and then rotate your thumb back and down and reach across. I think we've done these before, but you're going to do 10 to 12 each side. And then Dad, you're going to do alternating supine crossbody dumbbell raises. So similar to what Mom is doing, but lots of upper pec stuff today for you. You're going to take your light dumbbells again. Think about lifting your heart up so you're not arching your back, you're just standing up really tall. Scoop your pinkies under, so create that external arm rotation, and then carry that up as you cross over, back down, over, back down. So if you feel one specific line in your arm working, so if you feel like this right here, stop doing them, go a little bit lighter, and see if you can kind of make it the whole system moving. And if you still just feel it in that one spot, let me know. Mom, you're going to be doing wide grip neutral lat pull down, which obviously I don't have here. So it's the bar that's like straight with handles so you can hold your palms facing each other versus like this. So this is my bar. So when you're seated, you'll get yourself set up. Arms are going to be here. I want you to think about inhaling as you shrug up. So inhale, exhale, starts the shrug down. So shoulder blades shrug down, and then pull bar down to about face level, if that feels okay. If you notice that your shoulders are coming forward, you've gone too far. And if you notice you have to lean back, you've gone too far. So chest stays up tall the whole time. Inhale, shrug up. Exhale, shrug down, and then pull. So it's kind of like a 2-part movement. The shrug is extra, but I want you to really focus on disengaging and re-engaging your shoulders. So you'll do 15 to 20 there, and then Dad, you can probably use the same bar, so instead of holding the end points, you're just going to turn your palms facing you. So reverse grip pull down, which I have my trusty dowel here. So with these, kind of the same idea. A lot of times people tend to kind of lean back with these, not what we're doing. So you'll start with your palms facing your face, so elbows kind of scoop in towards each other. You might already feel your lats and triceps kind of tight, which is fine. See if you can like snuggle your shoulders in the socket. You are also going to inhale, shrug up, exhale, shrug down, and then pull towards your heart, but not leaning back, right? So you're trying to keep super, super upright. We're working mid and lower traps on these. And the bicep position helps keep your chest open after doing other stuff you've done. So also 15 to 20 there. And then, mom, you have tall rack hold pivot. So the tall rack hold, you are going to put dumbbells up on your shoulders, have your elbows kind of parallel to the ground. So you're making this weight part of your body. So you're not just holding your elbows up, you're kind of like hugging them in towards your chest so you feel nice and engaged, and the weight just kind of becomes part of you. And then once you have your rack hold up top, so everything's kind of hugging into the center of your spine, you're going to pivot from your left foot, so kind of spin onto your left big toe, turn your hips, bring it back to center, inhale, exhale back to center, inhale over, exhale return. So you're going to do 6 to 10 pivots each side, and then dad, you're going to do vertical bird dogs, which mom has on another day. So you get to look forward to it, mom. But vertical bird dogs, you're going to start out standing with your palms facing you. I'm going to show you from the side so you can get an actual point. But you're going to imagine like a string from your belly button pulling you up so you're nice and stable. And then you're going to peel one foot up, raise that knee and the opposite elbow, and then bring it back down, and then peel the other foot up, extend, and bring it back down. So you're trying to avoid having to shift side to side as you do this. So peel up really slowly, allow this leg to kind of ground and engage, and then this foot engages, slowly peel up and inhale as you go. So with this, you're really gonna have to think about pushing your big toe knuckle and your inner heel into the ground and building up that inner line. So it's your leg activation that is gonna help keep you stable up here because it's the frontal line that goes all the way down. So that's your day one, 6 to 10 of those each side. Good luck with these. Let me know. Don't worry about how much weight you're doing because this is a volume program. You're doing lots of volume. It doesn't matter what the weight is, just do it well, even if you aren't using weight. And if something hurts and it's not just like discomfort, tell me so we can fix it. Love you guys, and stay tuned for day 2. All right, parents, today we're going to do day 2. So, mom, you're going to start with dumbbell goblet split squats. So, dumbbell goblet is just how you hold it. So 3 points of contact, hands, forearms, chest, hold it close. You can also use a kettlebell if it feels better on your wrists, but just make sure it stays part of your body. And then for your split squats, you're just going to take a step forward. So you're not going to be super extended. You want to still have like your butt right under your ribs. And you're going to feel your whole foot on the front foot on the ground. And then your back toe, make sure your pinky toe is also reaching towards the ground. And with your chest stacked above your butt, you're going to drop straight down. Knees kind of come out just a little bit. And then come back up. Drop straight down. And come back up. So from this angle, we're trying to make sure that everything stays tucked under, and then you feel nice and engaged in your lower belly, and then you're going to drop down. Knee goes slightly, just slightly out towards like the midfoot and pinky toe, and then come back up, drop straight down, and come back up. So this is going to load your knees a lot. It's not a bad thing, but you might need a few to kind of like warm them up or do some of the knee check-in stuff, or let me know and I can help you with that. So you're going to do 10 each side there. Dad, you are also going to be holding something in goblet form, but instead of split stance squats, you're going to do B stance squats or kickstand squats. So instead of being in a normal position, you're going to slide your big toe on your right foot in line with your left heel and then elevate your right heel. So when you look down, you see both of your legs evenly, and you are going to do your squat here. So keeping your chest up tall, back toes spread really wide, drop down, and then come back up. So wherever you do this, you may also do this B stance on the leg press. So if you're doing it, lock the board instead of the split one, and have one foot flat and one foot just toes down, and then back down. So the biggest difference is the length that you guys are standing. You're both doing 10 per side on those, and try and make sure that your ribs and hips stay stacked the whole time, so there's no leaning, tuck under. Next, mom, you're gonna do single leg standing hip circles with a possible overhead reach. So single leg standing hip circles, you might want to stand near something. I should have brought a pole for this, but belly button like up and in, so not tense, just kind of like lifted, so you're just kind of tall. And then you're gonna keep that tall feeling as you pick one leg up, open out to the side, rotate into a circle, and then bring it back and around. So you're rotating out and around, and you're gonna do 5 that way, and then bring it back, open up, and bring it around, and you're gonna do 5 this way, and then other side. So standing up super tall, up, open, rotate, around and through, and then back, open, pull through. So stand near something if you need to. Bonus points if you can do an overhead reach while you're doing it, but focus on the hip part first. The overhead reach doesn't really matter that much. So 5 each direction, each side. And then Dad, you're gonna do split stance overhead reach pedals. So your overhead reach is also optional. So from here, you're gonna get to a split stance. Think about kind of like squeezing everything to the center line so you just feel nice and engaged, and you kind of tuck your butt under, and this back foot isn't gonna be on the ground that much. So you're kind of stretching through the fascia of that foot. Squeeze your biceps in towards your sides, and then inhale to lever your arms up so you kind of keep all of this engaged as you do it. Shoulders tucked back. So from this position, you're gonna try to reach your heel down, and then stretch up through the fascia of your foot, reach your heel down. So as you're doing this, you're not just stretching like your heel and your foot and your calf, you're also stretching your quad all the way up to the front line of your body, and the overhead reach part makes it all the way up to your upper body. So inhale forward, exhale to reach, or if you want, you can inhale to reach and try and create more space. So breathing can be different based on whatever movement you're doing. If you're having a hard time getting through a specific part of a movement, inhale into it, and it kind of calms your body down and lets you get into new ranges, because sometimes it's like a guarding thing, especially if you've had injuries, and especially if you've done a bunch of stuff to your body that, you know, it stores it, right? So breathe in when it gets hard sometimes. And on this program especially, we don't have you loading anything heavy, so it's also okay. Time and place, right? So next thing that you're both doing for 10-15 reps for both of you, single arm overhead rotational press. So 3 to 8 pounds max for both of you. So also if 3 pounds feels too much, you don't even need weight, but I wanted to give you an option. So you're gonna start with the dumbbell facing your face. So knuckles nice and straight, wrist nice and straight, palm facing you, and then you're gonna slowly turn your thumb in and around so it reaches out away as you shrug up, and then pull it back down. Inhale up so you're stretching through here, exhale to pull it back down. So we're changing how your arm works in space with these. Inhale up, exhale down. Same kind of rule applies. If there's anything that like hurts or feels weird in a bad way, let me know. So elbow scoops in to start, palm facing face. Inhale, thumb turns out and away, and then bring it back down. Inhale, fill up your rib cage, get taller, reach your shoulder to the side, and then exhale back down. So you may even feel a stretch in your side body with those, and Dad, your biceps are gonna feel very different from each other, and that's okay. But just try and make sure it's not pain, and go easy, don't force through anything that feels bad. Mom, you're gonna do high plank marching for 10 each side. This can be done on a bench or anything, I just don't have one in the video. So you're going to get into your high plank or the top of a push-up position. Think about reaching your heels back. So even if you're on a bench, all this still applies. Reach your heels back, kind of reach your heart forward. So instead of being rounded like I just was, kind of get really flat. And then big breath in, and then exhale, one knee to the center. Inhale to extend, exhale to center. So you're trying to keep super stable as you do this, and you're trying to squeeze like your heel to your butt and then pull that in as the other foot reaches back. So a lot of times what happens is people end up coming here. We're trying to work your internal pulley system by reaching that straight leg back and tucking that one in. So you are actually stretching through your inner thighs when you're doing it, not just your abs. So 10 per side there. I have no preference if they're elevated, if you take breaks, it doesn't matter to me. Just really breathe every rep, and that'll tell you how many you do. Dad, you're gonna do lateral farmer carry steps. So I have no preference how you load it. It can be a dumbbell, it can be a kettlebell, doesn't matter to me. But side view, you need to have your heels, knees, hips, ribs, shoulders, and ears all stacked up. So if you're going to the left, The weight will be on the left side, so the weight leads you. You can have your hand on your belly or whatever you want with the other hand, but try and stay up tall, make sure you're not dipping down, and then step. So this is all you're doing. And then when you switch sides, you'll go back. So you can do it in a space this big and just do 3 sets of 5 steps each side. Doesn't matter to me. Or you can do it the length of the gym. That has been day 2. As always, let me know if you have any questions. Let me know if something feels funky. And stay tuned for day 3. Love you. What's up, parents? Today we're going to have you start out with rows. So ideally, if you can, use the split row. So there's like the one on the left that has the single cable and the one on the right that has a split. If you can, split one. If not, the other one will work too. But Mom, you're going to do single arm cable rows. I think I put a hold and poke abs. So I want you to poke your abs just to like remind them to help support you in that seated position. And then with your row, you're going to initiate the movement with your shoulder blades. You're going to start by shrugging back and then following through, hold that position, keeping your chest up tall. This is where the ab poke comes in. And then forward. So we're going to have you inhale to reach forward, exhale, pull back, inhale to reach forward, exhale, pull back. So you want to hold it long enough so you can actually tell what you're using. You want to feel the muscles, right, in your back. So you're going to do 12 of those with a hold. Dad, you are going to do supine cable rows with the individual handles. So again, if you can, use the double cable. If not, the single cable is fine. Just put 2 separate handles on it. So you're going to have your palms facing up, so you're rotating from your shoulder, you're turning your biceps up towards the ceiling and your palms. So seated here, nice and tall, and then you're going to do a low row. So you're actually going to pull your hands towards belly button level and then let it forward. So you're not coming here where it's screwing up your traps and your shoulders, right? Chest stays lifted and you're only pulling back until you feel your lower mid traps last engaged. And then inhale forward. So palms stay up the whole time. And really think about pulling belly button level versus getting up a little bit higher. So that's what we're focusing on there. You're going to do 15 to 20 of those. Next, Mom, you're going to do bent airplane raises. So you are going to hold the bent position, so just like a bent row. So starting out, press your toes to the ground, feel everything engage all the way up the front of your body, and then you'll lean forward. Knees can bend a little bit, but get into a bent position that you feel like you can hold for a while. And then you're going to do your airplane raises. So you're going to have your palms facing forward, and then inhale to reach your hands back towards your butt and reach your heart forward. Squeeze your back together, and then exhale right back down. Inhale, exhale, back down. So this is going to help your mid and lower traps engage a little bit more, open up your chest, and also calm down your nervous system on that part of your back just from having like shoulders tight and everything. So you're going to do 12 to 20 of those, moving with your breath every time, inhaling to do the hard part because we're trying to change how your body moves there. Dad, you get to do 3-way delt flies. So our deal is I'm giving you delt flies, but you have to do them light, so no more than 10 pounds. Because you're doing 30 reps also, so like no more than 10 pounds. I'm going to demonstrate with 5s because it's not the workout. So with these ones, you're going to start with bent elbows, so standing up tall, elbows squeeze in, raise from your elbow. I feel like you probably know how to do these, but please just try it my way. So heart stays lifted, elbows are bent, raising up and out to the side, and then back down, trying to make sure your hands aren't above your elbows, right? So 10 there, and then 10 strict, so standing up tall, maintain your grip, raise up, and then lower back down. So if at any point these are bugging you, stop doing them. It's not something that we should push through, it's something we should figure out because your arms have been through some stuff. So once you've done your 10 strict ones, then you're going to get into your bent position and do rear delt flies. So there's no momentum at all. All of them are really strict, and you should be able to breathe through all of them. So maybe even try 5s first, because 30 reps is a lot. So that should give you a little bit of a pump. And Mom, you're going to do vertical bird dogs next. So you're going to start out with your palms facing each other, and then Dad had these on day 1, so he might be able to help you, or you might be able to help him. But starting out here, you're gonna slowly shift your weight to the right foot, peel your left foot up, and then you're gonna reach your right arm and left leg up at the same time, and then lower back down. Inhale, if you can, to raise, and then exhale back down. So you're trying to avoid having to shift too much. If you shift side to side for now, that's fine. That's just something that you want to work on getting better at, and it's going to rely a lot on your inner arch and inner line of your leg all the way up to your pelvic floor and lower abs. So 6 per side there, super slow. Dad, you're going to do diagonal plate TBEs or total body extensions. So you're going to grab a plate. This is a 10-pound plate. I don't want you doing more than 25, and I can't remember if Mike's has the standard Olympic plates or if they're all different sizes, but you're going to start with this, and then you're going to pivot one foot, bring it down towards your opposite foot, and then slowly bring it up towards you as you flip up and face the other direction. So that's your diagonal line, and then bring it back down and over. So the goal with this one is to keep the weight super close to your body as you're bringing it up. So you're not waving it up like this, right? It's pulling and then pushing. So we're gonna have you do 10 per side there. Mom, you're gonna do wall sit. So I would like you to start out on a wall, slide down. So you wanna feel like your feet solid before you actually get down into your wall sit position. So feet push the ground, heels push the ground, back pushes into the wall. And then you slide down until your hips and knees are about parallel, and you continue to try to push your belly button back towards the wall. And then you're gonna try to breathe there. And if you stop breathing, stop doing the thing. But you're gonna do 20 to 45 seconds. Obviously at the beginning of the week, you'll probably do 20, and then you'll work up to doing up to 45 seconds. So just try to give yourself room to grow. Dad, you're gonna do single leg skiers rocking. So I'm gonna show you from a couple angles here. You'll stand on one leg, you're gonna do 15, up to 15 each side. So stand on one leg, think about being really tall, so when you pick up your other leg, you're not gonna pop out to the side, scoop in, and then you're going to bend your left leg, so my left leg's my standing leg, my left knee over my left toes as I kick my right heel forward, stand up a little bit, bend my left knee forward again as I tap my toes back. So just bouncing here. So this is going to load your knee in a good way. It might be challenging at first, so toes spread really wide, super important to have a really good foot connection, and then bend forward, bend back. It's also, all the pops. It's also going to be good for soleus and foot muscles and everything, and that's going to help with running. It's going to help with just less knee pain because we need your knees to be able to take more load. So if those hurt like pain, like stabbing, sharp pain, or burning, stop and let me know so we can work on them. And if not, have fun. So good luck with day 3. Let me know if you have any questions, and final day is coming up next. Love you. It's deadlift day, or the last day of your program, but we're starting with deads. Mom, you're gonna do stop, pause deadlifts. So I suggest using a weight lighter than what you would do a normal deadlift with, because these are harder and you're gonna be in the hard position longer. So start out standing up tall, toes pressed down. If your kettlebell doesn't come up to like mid-shin, then put something under it so it does. So back to the standing position. Start out up tall, bend your knees as you push your hips back, feet plant into the floor, and then think about grabbing the kettlebell, kind of rotating your elbows so your creases point forwards, and then shrug your shoulders back. So with this, you're gonna take a big breath in and brace. So this one you are gonna hold your breath, and you'll go part way up to about knee level, pause, all the way up, and then pause halfway down, all the way down. So you got a 2-part stop here, about knee height, both times. So that is gonna make sure you're not rushing through the movement, and you're gonna kind of figure out how to control different parts of it a little bit better. So you're gonna do 10 to 15 of those, like I said, which is a lot. So do your best with them. If you don't get to that number, that's totally fine, because they are harder than a normal deadlift in a lot of ways. So, Dad, you get to do deadlifts with farmer carries. So you're gonna take 2 kettlebells, and ideally I would like them to touch the ground, but based on what I'm having you do, they might be more like an RDL, but we'll get to that in a second. So you're gonna take your 2 kettlebells and do a double suitcase deadlift, and then walk the length of the gym, Do your deadlifts over there, walk back. So you're gonna start at one end and you're gonna do 5 deadlifts. And I know I'm only doing 3, but keep your heart lifted. You'll walk to the other side of the gym, set them down. You can turn around if you want. And then 4 deadlifts, walk, set them down. 3, walk, 2, walk, 1. And that's 1 set. So you're doing a bunch of deadlifts with a bunch of farmer carries as one specific movement on your program. Mom, the next thing that you're gonna do while Dad's doing all those deadlifts and carrying stuff, standing single leg C's, like the letter, like for cookie. I am open to naming suggestions on these, but you're gonna stand on one leg. So my left leg is gonna be my anchor leg. And I'm going to rotate from my left hip as I swivel my right leg around and then open. So when you look down, your right foot's kind of drawing a reverse C or a dome or an arch, whatever you want to call it. But you're pivoting on this one leg from this one hip. So think about like closing your hips and then opening. And then side view, just so you can see, stand up nice and tall, closing the hips, opening the hips. So you're going to do, oh, I can't read my writing, 5 to 10 each side. That's not great, but 5 to 10 each side there. Really try and remember to stand up tall. So when you stand on that one leg, no popping over into your hip and feeling that pain, right? Scoop it under. Dad, after you're done with all your deadlifts and carrying, you're gonna do wide Cossack shifting. So it's named after a person, but you are gonna take the widest stance that you can and then kind of just like wiggle around, feel it out, make sure that you don't feel any like tension points, right? So if you feel it specifically in one knee, see if you can like shorten your stance a little bit or engage your abs a little bit. And then the shifting part, think about from both inner arches all the way up through inner thighs to meet at your pelvic floor. Think about that as one pulley system that you're working. So I'm going to shift my weight over towards my left heel, but my right foot is still really pushing down. So I feel like right inner thigh to left glute, and then those things pull me back up, and then over to the other side. So if you Google search Cossack shifting, it's gonna look a little different than what I'm doing. I don't want you to do the full one because we don't need to right now. I just want you to focus on maintaining foot connection to the ground. So you feel here, up, here, up. So you're kind of sliding your awareness back and forth between your thighs. That sounded weird. So you're kind of engaging your little pulley system that goes from side to side, keeping from inner arch all the way up inner thigh engaged. So next, you're both gonna do supine band external rotation to press. I don't have a preference what band you use, but it shouldn't be super, super heavy. You're gonna do 10 of these, 10-ish of these. So supine, palms up, scoop your elbows in so you're kind of like hugging your biceps towards your body. You feel these muscles engaged. And then you're going to pull away, so you're going to externally rotate. And once you get to the end of your external rotation, extend out, bring it back in, rotate back in. So externally rotate, push your knuckles to the sides, pull your elbows back in, internally rotate. Side view, externally rotate, push, pull, rotate. So 10-ish of those, see how they feel. If they don't feel good, try going down a resistance in bands. And if they still don't feel good, stop and let me know. Mom, you're gonna do high anchored band chops. So high anchor doesn't have to be this high necessarily, and I know the band doesn't really show that well, but you wanna have it above your head if possible. And then you're going to have whatever hand is closest to the anchor point, palm facing up. So my left hand is closest, my left palm is up, my right palm is down. And my hands, they can be closer, but you want to have them like maybe shoulder width apart, maybe a little bit closer. So start out up tall, you're going to take a big breath in, and then exhale, keeping your heart lifted. Chop over, inhale up, exhale, chop over. So I am slightly rotating my trunk. As I pull down, my arms are staying straight, so I'm not just like pulling with my arms, right? Because you can do that, that's fine. But you want to help engage from like left hand down left shoulder to right hip. So here, pull down, bring it back up. So with those 10 per side there, focus on what you feel. Let me know, and if you feel anything in your neck, see if you can squeeze your arms towards your body, and maybe you don't have it up as high, or maybe you don't raise your arms up as high, even though it's anchored high still. And then dad, breathing bicycle crunches. So the breathing part is super important, and I know that you breathe during them normally, but really, really breathe here. So breathe. Think about laying on your back, pushing your back into the floor, and just kind of being like really heavy. And then we're gonna have you actually start with your heels on the ground, hands rest gently behind your ears so you're not actually pulling up on your head. And you're gonna take a big breath in, and then exhale, right armpit to left knee. Inhale as you go back down. Exhale like you're blowing out birthday candles, or push the tongue to the back of your teeth as you exhale. And that helps engage your TBA and deep abs. So again, it's armpit, not elbow. So we're not just trying to twist you up, we're actually trying to engage your spiral line. Look at your book. So 10 per side there. This has been day 4. I hope you have fun with it, and I hope you guys have a good program. So let me know if you have any questions, let me know if you need any modifications, and love you. Thanks for listening. Bye.